It was a day of high drama in Delhi where a rather notorious scamster was picked up by the Delhi police and FIR registered against him. More than 1 crore of rupees recovered from him. This allegedly as part of a promise he made to TTV Dinakaran, saying that if you pay him 50 crore rupees, he will help swing the EC's decision on the two-leaf symbol. Remember, right before the RK Nagar by-poll, there was a big face-off over who gets to keep the two-leaf symbol. So this one conman promised TTV Dinakaran that he could swing this with the EC. He's now confessed having received this money from TTV Dinakaran, who's also Sasikala's heir apparent. The big question now is, will TTV Dinakaran be arrested? Here's the story.
The dirty fight for Amma's legacy. Voters bribed. Polls postponed. A legacy in tatters. With Amma gone, her loyalists are now in a massive corruption soup. While Shashikala Natarajan is languishing in prison over a disproportionate assets case, her nephew and RK Nagar hopeful TTV Dinakaran too seems poised to follow in his aunt's footsteps. In an FIR filed by the Delhi police, Dinakaran has now emerged as the man behind the massive RK Nagar cash for vote scam.
From the possession of Shri Chandrasekhar, rupees 1.3 crores in cash have been recovered. A case under section of 8 of Prevention of Corruption Act, 170 IPC and 120B IPC has been registered and further investigation is on.
And here's the man who led the trail to TTV Dinakaran, middleman and history sheeter Sukesh Chandran. The Delhi police reportedly recovered a whopping 1.3 crore rupees in cash from Chandran. Police sources claim Sukesh had promised to influence the Election Commission to ensure that the coveted two-leaf symbol is given to Team Shashikala. Dinakaran, desperate to win the war for Amma's legacy, allegedly was to pay 60 crore rupees to Chandra to ensure the EC's decision swings in his favour. With the money transferred through Hawala operators in Delhi via Kochi, the Delhi police soon came knocking on Chandra's hotel door.
You can see he's the man with the white mask on his face. These are on your screens, live visuals from outside the Delhi crime branch in Chanakyapuri. The officials coming out with Sukesh Chandran here on your screens. He's a man in blue with his face covered. Sukesh Chandran was picked up from Hotel Hyatt, where they also found cash recovered of 1.30 crores, 1.3 crores recovered out of a deal that was cracked between 50 and 60 crores. These two luxury sedans were also seized.
His aide in custody, Dinakaran soon emerged crying foul.
Person whom I ever met or whose name I ever know is telling my name and all. I have to know from the police also. If they summon me, I will go and answer them. Even I want to know. I am very eager to know who is that Sukesh Chandrasekhar.
As taint after taint emerges on Camp Shashikala, the opposition is having a field day.
The desperation which these people have, because they have lost the cadres, they have lost their leader. Now they want to capture power.
Tainted leaders, a legacy in shambles, as RK Nagar remains headless in that desperate bid to win Amma's legacy. Have leaders in Tamil Nadu completely lost the plot? With Akshita Nandagopal in Chennai and Shalini Lobo in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So who is Sukesh Chandrasekhar and what do we know about his glamorous partner, and why would TTV Dinakaran, he comes from a strongly political background, believe that this man could swing the Election Commission? Remember, that's a constitutional body. The charge is 10 crores had already been paid. There was an offer of 60 crore rupees. Is TTV Dinakaran a gullible novice or is he a devious conspirator? Part of the answer lies in the story of Sukesh Chandrasekhar. Here it is.
Meet Sukesh Chandran, the man who managed to convince Dinakaran that he could swing a deal with the Election Commission for AIADMK to leave symbol for 60 crore rupees. Now in the custody of Delhi police, this man has a long history of cheating people.
This is not the first time when Sukesh Chandran is caught for any illegal act. As per records, he is involved in more than 15 cases of bribery, cheating and impersonation. Now biggest challenge is for Delhi police to identify and establish main culprits involved in this case.
Rewind to May 2013. A raid at a farmhouse in Delhi exposed a huge racket. 9 luxury cars worth 20 crore were seized. At the center of it, Sukesh Chandran, who managed to give cops a slip and escaped in Toyota Land Cruiser. However, his partner, actor Leena Maria Paul, was taken into custody. Till 2 years ago, she had been driving a Maruti 800 and was now living in a rented villa at 4 lakh rupees a month. Most of the cars had forged papers and at least a couple of them, cops discovered, were stolen. Reports say Sukesh was an expert racer and apparently his need for speed still continues. The latest haul comprises the top-end Mercedes and BMW, which are now parked in Delhi Crime Branch office compound. There are nearly 50 cases against Sukesh in southern India. In his long career, he has posed as a relative of chief ministers of all southern states. His best performance till date is, however, his impersonation as grandson of Karunanidhi. He's also described himself as Aragiri. The list of cases against him in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh is a long one. In 2007, Sukesh posed as the son of former Karnataka Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy to cheat a senior citizen of 1.4 crore rupees in a land deal. He later, along with Leena Paul, posed as Karnataka government officials to cheat a Chennai-based business couple and a nationalized bank of 19 crore rupees. He also identified himself as Jaya Kumar, a bureaucrat close to Karnataka Chief Minister, to cheat a food company. Sukesh has also been arrested in Kolkata. Sukesh Chandran has a notorious reputation as a con artist who, among the police, with several cases against him, not just here in Chennai, but also in Bengaluru and other cities. But with the crime branch accusing Dinakaran of being in direct touch with Sukesh, the question that begs to be answered is how did TTV Dinakaran not know about the dubious reputation that Sukesh Chandran has as a con artist? With Rohini Swami and Shalini, this is Akshita Nandagopal in Chennai for India Today.
So is TTV Dinakaran a gullible novice or a devious conspirator? Joining us on the Newsroom showdown tonight on the biggest story in Tamil Nadu politics ever since EPS managed to form a government. I've got Durai Pandian. He's a member of the legal team of the AIADMK. Narayan Tirupati is a spokesperson of the BJP. Shri Rajsekharan is with the AIADMK as well. They, of course, are in different camps. I want to show you now a little bit about this Bunty and Bubbly couple. I'll start with Sukesh Chandran. Now, there are 80 cases registered against Sukesh Chandran. He lived a life of luxury by hiding at a South Delhi farmhouse. Apparently had monthly rent of 4 lakh rupees on this house. He had a fleet of luxury cars, including an Aston Martin, a BMW, a Hummer. He had various aliases: Sukesh Reddy, Balaji, Kevin, Sujit. He was charged in a 19 crore rupee con job in Chennai. In 2007, in August, he was arrested on charges of cheating a senior citizen. He also defrauded a showroom in Kochi of 20 lakh rupees. Then we've got Leena Paul, his supposed partner. Now, she acted in a 2013 John Ibrahim film, Madras Cafe. She met Sukesh when he promised her a job in a film. Later joined in the various scams of Sukesh because she liked the lifestyle he was able to afford for her. Then she's also accused of participating in a 19 crore rupee Chennai con. Let me start by asking Durai Pandian, whether he believes that TTV Dinakaran knew all along about Sukesh and his background, because here's a man with 80 cases against him. TTV Dinakaran, no novice in Tamil Nadu politics, surely understands the background of this person. Do you think it's one big con and he was taken in, or do you believe this is part of a devious conspiracy which has just got busted?
Yes, your secondary statement is true. As far as Dinakaran is concerned, no malpractice is novice to him, and he willingly and wantonly, without any other go, in order to win these elections by hook or crook, had chosen Sukhdev, and the amount said to have been secured from Sukhdev must be very less as far as I am concerned. For him, in 100 crores and million crores, you know, the funds are not a big problem as far as TTV Dinakaran is concerned. Now, the FIR having been laid, the arrest should be effected immediately in order to prevent, you know, like, or to create scare at least people like him, not doing anything, any of this offense in future.
Take a look at the evidence, because remember, this is not a babe in the woods we're talking about. This is TTV Dinakaran, heir apparent to Sasikala, the man who's holding fort in the AIADMK at this time. Now, accusation number one is that there was an attempt made to bribe election commission officials. We don't know if the money was accepted, but allegedly money was given to bribe these officials. Accusation number two is that the bribe was meant for the two leaves symbol, because this con man promised that he would get the two leaf symbol. Accusation number three is that the bribe was routed via a middleman. Accusation number four is that they wanted to pay the election commission. They wanted to pay a total of 60 crores, some of which would go to the election commission and some of which would be for Sukesh. Accusation number five is that 10 crores of this has already been transferred. The charges are 120B, punishment for criminal conspiracy, POC Section 8, gratification to influence a public servant. Now, those are very, very serious charges. Mr. Rajshekharan, TTV Dinakaran is not some gullible person. When people see this, you know, they say they're disgusted, they're appalled. They feel, you know, why is this man trying to bribe the election commission? You try and bribe voters in Tamil Nadu, the election has to be cancelled as a consequence, and now this. What's going on?
Rahul, see, the Election Commission report indicted all the parties for bribing the voters in the RK Nagar by-poll. Not only RK Nagar, everything started from Tirumangalam.
No, don't say like that.
It was Tirumangalam formula. Subsequently, subsequently, Rahul, let me finish, Rahul. See, subsequently it was Tanjavur and Aravankuruchi was countermanded for the same reason that both DMK, ADMK, then the OPS was the chief minister then. That time. I am talking about when O. Pannisalam was the chief minister and he was heading the ADMK party. Tanjavur elections and Aravakurchi elections were countermanded for the same reason by the Election Commission of India. Subsequently, now we see this RK Nagar voter election was countermanded for cash for votes. So,
Mr. Rajshekharan, you know, most of the videos that came, yes, it is correct that the charge was on both sides. Most of the videos that came had various people owing their allegiance to TTV Dinakaran out on the by-lanes of RK Nagar handing out cash. Now, that's the charge. And now it's not just the petty money that's being handed out in the streets of Chennai. It's far more devious, 60 crore rupees. And that also to a man with a known track record as a con master, as a scamster. He's got 80 cases against him. He's on the run. Why would TTV Dinakaran even do business with him?
No, see, I am not aware of what is the merit of the case, but there is an FIR registered by the Delhi Crime Branch, and definitely if somebody has committed this grave offence as per the sections of the FIR, they should be punished. The investigation should happen in a free and fair manner. So I am not defending anybody who has committed any offence of this sort. Let me make it clear. But the fact of the matter is, you should deal a case on merits alone. We should not get carried away by the speculations or somebody's influence, or this and all should be taken into account. You should go by the merit. Let the police investigate.
It's all documentary evidence. It is all documentary evidence. Nobody can influence. Nobody can do anything.
Go across to Narayan Tirupati, spokesperson of the BJP. The charge being levelled by TTV Dinakaran is that this is a grand BJP conspiracy, that the BJP wants to pull down the EPS government, ensure that Sasikala stays in jail. In fact, as we meet, there's a big meeting taking place. EPS ministers are meeting. There's a lot of buzz in Chennai. I'm sure you're hearing it, that there could be more drama. I'm waiting for reporters to come on live. They'll tell you what's happening, but there is high drama in Chennai. Somehow, it always happens on the newsroom, live, high drama in Chennai once more. Narayan Tirupati, the charge is that this is being masterminded by the BJP because OPS is more friendly towards the BJP. Sasikala and Dinakaran are not. Therefore, you want to bring the EPS government down.
No, I totally deny this allegation. Why should, after all, we conspire for this coup? It is not at all right. If this government or my party had done this, definitely I would have welcomed, because the people of Tamil Nadu would have been very happy if BJP does this. But we will never go against the law, and this is a problem within 2-3 factions of a political party. And we always, for the last, say, 3-4 months, we are all discussing without, forgetting Jayalalitha. She was accused number 1, and she was the first convict. And because of her only, Shashikala and Dinakaran, Sudhakaran and Ilavarasi are all in jail. So we should not forget that the 91-96 government of AIADMK, those judgments are coming regularly. Even today, one ex-minister is convicted today in the court, and he belongs to the OPS faction. And before 2 days, one more minister, Prince Thangavelu, who was a minister there during that period, also was convicted. And 2 weeks back, Mr. JCD Prabhakaran's house was raided, and he belongs to OPS group. So where is the question arises? And if there is
news coming in, I'm told that Pramod Madhav is now through. There are various Tamil Nadu ministers. We've had this information for about half an hour now, trying to put it all together. 20 ministers and MPs are at the residence of a minister called Thangamani. They're saying, and I'm getting multiple SMSs on my smartphone and WhatsApp messages from various people across Tamil Nadu who are watching this. The meeting, they say, has been going on for an hour. There's a big announcement soon, we're told. There could be some resignations. That's what we're told to expect. Pramod Madhav is joining us, tracks Chennai politics very closely. Pramod, what can you tell us?
Well, Rahul, this meeting has been going for more than an hour right now, and it's not just one place, but 2 locations. One is at ED Minister Thangamani's house, and the other one at another minister called Udumalai Radhakrishnan. They're having a constant meeting for more than an hour now. We believe that there could be only 2 outcomes out of this. If it goes on a soft mode, they might ask for the resignation of the Health Minister, Vijay Bhaskar, who even went today for IT investigation. And if it's going to be a hard one, we believe that TTV Dinakaran he could be ousted, and they could ask for the resignation of Interim General Secretary Sasikala, Natarajan Rahul.
They want to oust Sasikala, oust Dinakaran. That's the mood now. This would be another palace coup. When did this come about? How did this happen so swiftly and so quickly?
Rahul, this all started with this IT raid on 7th of this month. As you might remember, the Health Minister's house, that was a real shocker for us, and because of that, EC recommended that this RK Nagar election could be rescinded, and that is what exactly happened. And afterwards, Vijay Bhaskar, and not just that, 3 more ministers were also involved in serious drama for threatening and trying to obstruct officials trying to do their job. And post which we've heard that certain senior ministers have advised the Chief Minister Edapadi Palaniswamy and even TTV Dinakaran that Vijay Bhaskar should be removed because of him already the AIADMK party, which is in serious trouble, has gone through more serious trouble. Apparently, TTV Dinakaran was not in the mood to remove Vijay Bhaskar from the cabinet, and that was on one side. On the other side, we also know that MP Thambidurai who is very close to Delhi delegates, has once again spoken to the Chief Minister separately for more than an hour, following which he came out and he said that there is no faction or confusion inside the party. The party is still strong. If merger should be done, it will be definitely done. These were the words of Thambi Durai, and it seems like after Thambi Durai has spoken to the EPS, these developments have occurred in Chennai, Rahul.
Huge breaking news. There's another palace coup of sorts in the works. We're not certain of how this will end, but it seems there's a faction in the EPS government. People who are supposed to be on Sasikala's camp, who after this income tax raid are now wary. They're looking at the possibility of ousting Sasikala, ousting TTV Dinakaran and claiming the AIADMK back, which means EPS and OPS could come together. High drama breaking on the newsroom this evening. I want to take our viewers through 5 scenarios. We'd actually preempted some of this. We had a sense of what may be happening. Let me take you through 5 possible scenarios for what could happen next in Tamil Nadu. Scenario number 1, Shashikala and Dinakaran quit party posts under pressure. The Sasikala faction, or what used to be the Sasikala faction, then merges with the O. Paneerselvam faction. The AIADMK is united once more. Scenario number 2, Thambi Durai, Vijay Bhaskar, the only big leaders who still remain with Dinakaran. Then Dinakaran lawyer Sengotian is in a dilemma. The Chief Minister and the rest of the MLAs merge with the O. Paneerselvam camp. EPS and OPS together claim the AIADMK and they try to claim the 2 leaves symbol. So some senior people stay back with Dinakaran. Most of the others, including the current Chief Minister, go and break away. Let me now come to scenario number 3. Bid to bribe. The Election Commission charge against Dinakaran helps the case being put out by O. Paneerselvam. O. Paneerselvam manages to get the 2 leaves symbol. Team OPS then becomes the real AIADMK. Let's now come to scenario number 4, because remember, this is a vexed political situation. It's breaking as we speak. A live press conference, we're told, expected any time after 10:30 p.m. Scenario number 4, the Sasikala camp splits. Dinakaran walks out with his MLAs. Dinakaran camp supports the DMK. Stalin then becomes Chief Minister. Scenario number 5, Dinakaran walks out with his MLAs. Palanisamy recommends dissolution of the assembly. There are then fresh elections in Tamil Nadu. 5 scenarios, all of these could unfold. I want to understand from our guests. Our guests are looking very confused. See, Rajashekaran especially, Durai Pandian also looking rather perplexed. Mr. Rajashekaran, you have a habit of coming on the newsroom. In fact, Durai Pandian was on the newsroom and he jumped ship live from the AIADMK camp or the Sasikala camp. He's smiling now to the O. Paneerselvam camp. I thought you made a mistake because ultimately Sasikala won, but that may have been a short-lived victory.
I did.
Rahul, it's for me.
Now,
Durai Pandian first.
Rahul. Now, Rahul, only one point I would like to stress. Scenario number 4, if Stalin becoming the Chief Minister, except that everything are possible. Everything are possible as far as I am concerned.
You're saying you wouldn't want him to be Chief Minister. I want to understand from Rajashekaran. Rajashekaran, I must say, as a dispassionate observer of Tamil Nadu politics, Rajashekaran, I see, he finds himself on the fence very often. He takes a side when he knows which side is strong, but before that he's on the fence. And I see today you're on the fence as you don't know what's happening, Rajashekaran.
No, Rahul, you're wrong, because I have not been on any side. I supported Madam Dr. J. Jayalalitha's government for a quite long time. And subsequently, I supported the person who had 122 MLAs with him to form the government. Today I am only saying, let this AIADMK unite. I am not a member of AIADMK, neither the spokesperson of AIADMK, and I am not benefited in any way or in any position or power. I am only saying, let the legacy of MGR, let the legacy of Jayalalitha continue. If the AIADMK is going to get united, it's fine. I have nothing against them. But when you are washed so much of dirty linen in public and with each other, and now we are going to come together, what the people are going to do? In the next election, they will give you a fitting reply. But fact of the matter is, if Mrs. Shashikala Natarajan resigns, yes, it's well and good for their party. If the TTV Dinakaran goes, it's well and good. In the interest of their party, they may do that also. I have nothing in support of both factions. I only want the legacy. Let the government function for another 4 years. Let them do good to the people of the state. Let them not loot the state. Let them do service. And let them do what Jayalalitha has left for the people. I am not supporting the corrupt. Again, I want to reiterate.
My colleague Akshita Nandgopal joins us. Akshita, before you left for Chennai, you were wondering if there'd be a period of lull. Seems there's no lull anytime soon. There could be another storm hitting Chennai soon.
Very reminiscent of the midnight drama that we witnessed when OPS had come out and spoken, Rahul. And this time as well, it's close to midnight. You're seeing this kind of drama taking place. Nearly 20 ministers, MPs, MLAs, the likes have all come together at Minister Thangamani's residence on Greenways Road in Chennai, which is where all the DMK government decide. And what we have to keep in mind is the timing of this meeting, Rahul, because this comes barely hours after Deputy Lok Sabha Speaker Thambi Durai, who is known to have orchestrated what many call Shashikala's elevation, really. Besides that, he, along with Chief Minister Edapadi Palaniswamy, came together for a meet. It's understood, now these are reports suggesting that possibly they were speaking about coming together for the sake of the party. This also comes just hours after yesterday when O. Paneerselvam, when asked a very pointed question on whether he will agree to a merger, said that if someone approaches us, we will most definitely consider it. So it looks like all of them have been hinting at this for the last 1 or 2 days. They all seem to be coming to the consensus that, look, we seem to be only getting worse. We only are getting defeated at this point without each other. So they seem to have decided that they're strongest together. We'll have to, of course, wait and watch to see if the decision really comes through. But it looks like now many of the ministers, MLAs, they've all come together to realize and decide that Sasikala and the family is doing no good whatsoever for the party, Rahul. Earlier, I had also spoken to TTV Dinakaran and I posed that question to him on whether there is some sort of a rebellion within the party or whether there's some sort of an anger against him. And he was calm, collected, confident. He laughed off whatever I said and said very clearly that, look, this is gossip, and that's exactly what he said. He said this is gossip.
Big political drama playing out once again in Chennai. I want to go across now to India Today's consulting editor, one of the foremost political reporters in South India, T.S. Sudhir, is joining us on this broadcast. Sudhir, what's going on? There's a high-level meeting taking place. Are some ministers in the Palaniswamy government planning to jump ship?
Well, it looks most likely there is going to be a press conference which is going to be addressed by the Electricity Minister Thangamani, who seems to have veered towards the Paneerselvam camp. So what we are told by our sources that it is quite likely that they would once again make their call that Shashikala and TTV Dinakaran should step down from the post of the General Secretary and the Deputy General Secretary of the AIADMK, and that O. Paneerselvam should take over as the new General Secretary. There will also be a move to replace the Presidium Chairman, that is Sengotian, will be replaced by Madhusudanan. So essentially a takeover by the Paneerselvam camp is what is being foreseen. And what has led to this are two basic events. One, of course, was the income tax raid at the residence of the Health Minister Vijay Bhaskar 2 weeks back. That really set the cat among the pigeons, that everyone felt that anyone who is seen to be on the side of the Shashikala camp would be targeted, and given that there are many skeletons in their cupboard, they were running helter-skelter. And today's case by the Delhi police against TTV Dinakaran, naming him as one of the accused in the FIR, has really conveyed the message loud and clear to the Shashikala camp that this is going to be very, very serious, that if they are going to be seen along with Dinakaran, that is going to be a major liability, which is why they're once again telling Dinakaran that he should step aside and allow a merger of the two AIADMK factions and probably completely sideline the Manargudi clan.
So far, Sudhir, in all previous instances, we've seen the Manargudi clan be able to hold things together. You know, they've been under pressure. When they were all at the Golden Bay Resort, it seemed as if some of the MLAs, ministers may run away, but in the end, she had the heft, the clout to keep her party together. Do you think that's the way it's likely to be this time, or do you think that now it could be just one time too many?
Well, in February, as it is also the case now, the AIADMK MLAs are very clear. They do not want an election now. They wouldn't want an election even in 2018. So whoever looks like in a position to actually be able to form some kind of a stable government, they'll actually go with that. now they feel that they are coming under attack because being seen with Dinakaran and Shashikala is not tenable. There are the central agencies which are going after them, and that's what they are running, why they are running scared. Even at this point in time, if Paneerselvam plus Palaniswamy are able to together form kind of a stable government, they would really ideally like to go with that. The problem here is that there are still some 25 odd MLAs who are holding out. Now, these are loyalists of the Shashikala camp. They also largely belong to the favour community. So there is that caste-based feeling of loyalty towards the Shashikala and Dinakaran camp also, which is why if those 25 MLAs actually hold out from the 135 odd legislature party of the AIADMK, the Paneerselvam plus Palaniswamy camp would actually be in a minority government. And that is why they want some of those 25 MLAs also to switch over, which is probably why this whole entire thing is taking a while. But it looks like at this point in time, the end game has begun. TTV Dinakaran had gone to Bengaluru to meet Shashikala. He couldn't do so today. And of course, there's also a Delhi police team which is coming to interrogate him in the case which has been filed in the case of bribery in connection with the election commission. So in that sense, the Dinakaran and the Shashikala camp would definitely be feeling cornered at this point in time, and the Paneerselvam camp really wants to strike while the iron is hot.
So who will be Chief Minister? Does that mean that O Paneerselvam could emerge as Chief Minister? Would he be the undisputed leader? Or do you believe that this state of flux could stay? Or someone like Thambidurai, who is politically really high up in the hierarchy, a well-connected leader, could he come through now?
No, Thambidurai would definitely not be the case as things stand now. He did have 2 meetings with the Chief Minister today at the Secretariat. What it looks like now is that the Palaniswamy camp, which is largely of the Gounder community, they would want the present arrangement of Palaniswamy to continue as Chief Minister and Paneerselvam taking over as the General Secretary of the AIADMK. This they feel will be the ideal situation where both the Thevar community represented by Paneerselvam and the Gounder community represented by Palaniswamy would be pacified, would be kept happy. But the Paneerselvam camp wants that Paneerselvam should take over both as the General Secretary as well as the Chief Minister, and as a sop they are likely to offer Palaniswamy the post of the Deputy Chief Minister and perhaps even the Deputy General Secretary. Now those are things which really will need to be thrashed out and worked out. But what most people in the AIADMK, including Thambidurai, say now is that both factions have to come together. It's like a family. There have been some differences, but now it's the time for the entire family of AIADMK to come together.
In Tirupati, it seems from what Sudhir is saying that the IT raid first on Vijay Bhaskar, now the IT raid which led to the arrest of the middleman who was allegedly paid money, all of that really seems to have set the cat amongst the pigeons, bringing us back to the charge that are institutions of government just doing their job, or Dinakaran at least seems to suggest they're being used as a political tool in this game.
No, this has been, you are saying which was in practice, and according to us, we don't interfere into the departments. They do their duty, and we have this government has not, or BJP has not interfered in their activities. So we want all the departments to definitely look into the malpractices happened during the last 10-15 years during UPA rule done by DMK as well as AIADMK, any factions, any party, and we are against corruption. These 2 Dravidian parties in Tamil Nadu have got 3 C's, that is caste, cash and corruption. That should be taken away, and Tamil Nadu should see a very good rule in future, a very stable rule, and what is happening now is really a very big confusion. I think we have to wait and see what's going to happen. Maybe by tomorrow things will be clear.
See on your screen right now are images from that emergency meeting where ministers in the E. Palaniswamy government are converging. That meeting is still going on at this time. Durai Pandian, as a long-time watcher of Tamil Nadu politics, what do you think will be the conclusion? You know, Sudhir says something very interesting. He says when you got a lot to hide, you get worried very quickly. 2 IT raids, do you think that's the reason that they figured that being with TTV Dinakaran is a losing proposition? You could end up in jail?
Yes, TTV Dinakaran will lose everything and tomorrow morning he might be arrested. Now as far as the union of the parties are concerned, I wish the party should merge, should merge, and our OPS Anna should become the secretary as well as the chief minister. And I don't think there will be any changes in that.
Okay, you're saying that O. Paneerselvam should be chief minister. Rajshekharan, what do you think is going on? The Chennai, and I'm not even reporting on what the Tamil Nadu channels are saying. There's all kinds of wild speculation. Remember, we're keeping it straight, we're keeping it simple, and we're sticking to facts here in India Today, reporting only on what we know. What we know is that there's a meeting taking place, about 24 ministers in this meeting. They could decide to leave Sasikala and join with the OPS camp. That's the buzz. Rajshekharan, what do you think will happen next?
Rahul, finally, it is the AIADMK party which has to decide for their unity and benefits. It is, and they have to do good service to the people of the state, because people voted late Dr. Jayalalitha for her welfare schemes and good governance. First, this AIADMK government should forget all these kind of corruption at high places. Even I was told the ministers and all are demanding bribe for everything. This and all should not be there in the future. They should ensure they are going to do service, and service alone should their motive. And if at all this is going to happen, and Mrs. Shashikala Natarajan would resign because she wanted the unity, and for the unity of the party she might also resign, and TTV Dinakaran also may quit. But keeping that aside, if this AIADMK government is going to continue united, they should ensure no corruption should be there for the next 4 years. If that is there, people will give them fitting reply in the next elections. And if corruption, because everything has been exposed in the public space.
Rajshekharan, that since Jayalalitha has gone, corruption in Tamil Nadu has gone up. Rajshekharan, is that what you're suggesting?
AIADMK will form the government.
No, she was the root cause of corruption.
No,
sorry Rahul. Because she was root cause of corruption, and she was convicted, she was found guilty. If Jayalalitha was not corrupt, then Shashikala is not corrupt, Dinakaran is not corrupt, Sudhakaran is not corrupt.
Rahul, what Mr. Narayanan says, he speaks about the Supreme Court judgment, which convicted all the accused in that case, disproportionate asserts case. But today we are in a mass media and social media, TV channels reporting live. So people and the ministers must understand the people of the state and the people of the country are watching Tamil Nadu very keenly, and they should not indulge in any kind of corruption. At least in the future, they should do service to the people, and they should ensure all the schools have toilets, all the teachers, all the vacancies are filled without taking money. So this should be the future governance of this government. Let them not understand.
Interesting, when we started the newsroom, Durai Pandian and Rajshekharan were on opposite ends of the fence, you know, one in one camp, the other in the other. Now they are both in the same camp, it seems. Durai Pandian, you're ganging up as a team now, suddenly
yes, I was watching.
No, I am not a member of AIADMK.
Even though I could not watch, I was enjoying.
Yes, Mr. Durai Pandian.
I am only an outsider.
It's fascinating, you know, it's deja vu. I've seen people jump ship live on TV. We've now seen friends become foes, foes become friends. It's all happening. Sudhir, why does it happen so late at night? You're always on the newsroom. We're waiting for this meeting to get over. There's supposed to be a dramatic press conference soon. All kinds of wild stories. There are many in the Tamil Nadu media who are reporting that Sasikala may have resigned. We're not saying that at all, because there has to be some confirmation. Ultimately, why should she resign unless she is forced to do so?
Shashikala has resigned. You're right.
No.
Shashikala has resigned.
Well, yeah, right. I know that's being reported by some people, but let's also look at it logically. Unless she's left with absolutely no option, she wouldn't want to resign.
She has taken the right decision.
Okay, let's listen to Sudhir. Let's listen to our man on the ground. Sudhir.
Well, that Shashikala has resigned is something which is being put by the Paneerselvam camp. We do not have any independent confirmation of the same, so we'll have to wait and see. Also, another interesting development, Rahul, that is happening tomorrow is that Edappadi Palaniswamy, the Chief Minister, has called all the MLAs to Chennai tomorrow for a meeting. So something important could actually develop there. Of course, that will also depend on what the ministers have to say at today's press conference. So yes, everyone was hoping that there wouldn't be any kind of nocturnal dramas like the kind we saw in February, where everybody was making a beeline to Amma Samadhi post 9 p.m. That has not taken place, but this kind of a press conference, which is yet not started and it is close to 11 o'clock, well, that we'll have to wait and see as to what the ministers have to offer. But definitely all moves being made to ensure that there is coming together of both factions of the AIADMK and keep out the Manarbudi clan. But that would be easier said than done, because the financial hold, the political hold of the Shashikala family over many of these MLAs cannot be underestimated. There still would be a significant number to ensure that the AIADMK cannot be a majority government on its own. So there will be a lot of back channel talks. There will be, the knives will be out for many of the people who are planning to jump ship. So the last word definitely has still not been said on the AIADMK drama. I'm
ordering dinner because, I've done this a few times. By the time it gets over, there's no dinner in our cafeteria below. I'm ordering dinner right now because this could be a long evening. That press conference and then reactions after that. I want to go across to Bengaluru. Our Bengaluru Bureau Chief Rohini Swami is joining us now live on this broadcast. Rohini, I'm told that Dinakaran's gone underground. We were trying to chase him, get a reaction from him on this IT raid, but apparently he's missing in action at this time.
Well, our teams have been waiting for him from 2 p.m. today when he was expected to land in Bangalore today. But Rahul, it seems to have been that he did not even reach the location, that is the Parpanara Agrahara, where VK Sasikala has been housed. We're also being told now that they have booked around 2 to 3 hotels, and they had made a stopover because of the developments that have taken place on the non-bailable warrant against TTV Dinakaran. Now, this is very important to see how these things are panning out. With the fact that a criminal case comes against TTV Dinakaran now, that also shows the kind of fact that the faction that they belong to, Shashikala's faction for that matter, seems to getting weaker on the legal front. And that is why we are also hearing, we are yet to get confirmation that Shashikala has been trying to hold talks with TTV Dinakaran, because that's why he was supposed to come. And there could be a possibility that she could have tendered a resignation as General Secretary. We are waiting for confirmation on this, but this is what is being spoken about amongst people in the Shashikala faction.
It's interesting, and I see that there are lots of people from the Open It Selvam camp who are putting out, and I'm saying again, WhatsApp is dangerous, just sit back, watch India Today, we'll tell you what's actually happening, because WhatsApp just has this life of its own. Several unconfirmed stories start doing the round because they're coming in such high volume, people start believing them. But Sasikala, unless she's left with absolutely no choice, would not like to resign. She will go down kicking and screaming, and she's not going to go down without a fight. How has she been inside Bengaluru prison? What have we been finding out from there? Rohini, how's she been? And from what you know, what do you think her next move will be, given what we're seeing before us?
Well, she's definitely planned her moves, Rahul, because one thing is for sure that she has been in parley, in discussion with several people. And we've seen also, and we've reported here in India Today, how many times the rules and regulations of people visiting her in jail have been flouted, and this for the very reason is she's chalking out the road ahead. Now here clearly the fact that we are getting to understand is that, like you said, she won't go down easily. She will go down making a huge noise, but while doing so, she'll ensure that people who are close to her are also given the kind of power and delegated enough to show the fact that the Manarbudi mafia will continue to hold at least stake in the AIADMK. Now, how we look at it forward is the simple fact that Shashikala now will, with TTV Dinakaran also facing criminal charges, will have to now identify or elect somebody who she thinks will be close to her, will follow her instructions, and remain as Edapadi Palaniswamy has been, somebody who will follow her orders. So that is what we'll have to see, who she will be electing next.
How was it suddenly decided, Sudhir, that there will be this meeting? Because TTV Dinakaran and I think Akshita Nandgopal met him this morning. He was reasonably confident at the time, hassled but confident, saying, I don't know who this Sukesh Chandran is. I've never met him. I haven't paid this money. He seemed reasonably in control. The moment he left for Bengaluru, there seems to have been a palace coup, Sudhir.
No, in fact, the rumblings have been heard for almost a week now. In fact, from the time the RK Nagar election was rescinded by the Election Commission and the Shashikala camp people started talking about the fact that there was this major sense of disenchantment with the Dinakaran camp. And on Tamil New Year's Day, that is on 14th.
What's the reason for the disenchantment?
Well, the feeling for disenchantment is because they felt on the ground that the entire allegation of this much of bribe that was being distributed, this money was being distributed for votes, was actually working against the Dinakaran camp. People were talking about it, and even though they were spending close to 89 crore rupees, if those documents were anything to go by, that would have actually not even translated into victory for Dinakaran. So in that sense, many of the people with their ear to the ground, many people from the ruling camp were feeling that all this is actually going to boomerang. And on 14th of April, the Tamil New Year's Day, when 12 of those senior AIADMK people, including ministers, went to Dinakaran ostensibly to greet him, they actually told him in so many words that he needs to step down as Deputy General Secretary, and he also needs to tell Vijay Bhaskar, the health minister, at whose residence the raid was conducted, that he should resign as health minister. Dinakaran was not willing for either of the two conditions which was placed by the ministers, and that's where the things actually started. He was actually given time till Tuesday that he should step down as Deputy General Secretary. So in that sense, the writing was pretty much on the wall as far as the AIADMK was concerned, that the EPS and OPS camps were actually wanting to come together and sideline the entire Manargudi family. Dinakaran was not willing to go down without a fight, and apparently at one stage he even said that he would walk out with his set of MLAs and he would even support the DMK to form a government from the outside. So those kind of statements of bravado were actually made at that heated, there was heated exchange of words at that meeting. But definitely the bottom line was Dinakaran on Tamil New Year's Day on Friday was given an ultimatum of 3 days in which he had to resign as the Deputy General Secretary. Today's case where the Delhi police has actually put him as an accused in the
he's in Bengaluru, he's gone missing in action. What's his next strategy? What do you think? And I know that TTV Dinakaran for one watches a lot of India Today, constantly tracking every single thing our channel has been putting out. Do we know what his next strategy is going to be?
Well, he has been pushed to the wall. He doesn't have too many options now. One, he was hoping to get the two-leaf symbol by hook or crook and thereby gain control of the party. That's not going to happen in a hurry. The Paneerselvam camp wants the election commission to first decide on the legality of Shashikala's election as General Secretary, because if that is set aside, that will also make null and void the appointment of Dinakaran as the Deputy General Secretary. So that seems to be the game plan of the Paneerselvam camp. So in that sense, from all sides, Dinakaran is getting, the law is closing up on Dinakaran. And if the Delhi police actually arrest him, that would probably be the final nail in his political coffin, at least temporarily. So in that sense, Dinakaran not left with too many friends. He will really have to hold out with his batch of MLAs in order to ensure that the OPS and EPS, the remainder of the AIADMK, are not able to form a government on their own. That's his only hope as of now.
Why then, Rohini, would O Paneerselvam emerge as the unifying factor? Because remember, he didn't have enough pull to be able to get all the AIADMK MLAs, mantris on his side. I know some senior BJP leaders here in Delhi were very upset with him, saying, Thani, magnet nahi tha wo. So, you know, they've had that level of being upset with him. And yet it seems that in the end, if the party is to be merged, he is the one who could hold it together.
Yes, he turns out to be the gum that could only keep them together. Now, let me say, the fact that we noticed that, especially in the R.K. Nagar elections, that O Paneerselvam has realized that he has made his point. He has moved away, he's created his own faction and told the people that he is what Amma has elected him to, or selected him to be. He has made his point, but he knows he can't go the whole way. And that is why now we've seen him relenting in a way that he was ready to patch up. Where he's also gone on record with the media and said that if the Sasikala faction is ready to hold talks with him, he's ready for a patch up. So that very clearly shows that they are now looking at going together the whole way. And what I've been speaking to people in the AIADMK, they're saying is because they want to realize Amma's dream of keeping AIADMK together. The moment after her death, we saw the two factions coming out and then we saw the fights happening. But they have realized, each of them have realized, be it the Sasikala faction or the OPS faction, that they cannot go the whole way.
Live images coming in, Sudhir, at this time. They're getting set for this big press conference, and in some senses, what seems to be happening again is what happened after MGR's death. At that time too, the chosen heir briefly at least was able to get reins of the party but wasn't able to hold it together. That's when Jayalalitha came in. History seems to be repeating itself in Chennai, Sudhir.
Absolutely. History is repeating itself. The only difference being that there was the 1989 election in which the DMK came to power, and that forced the Jayalalitha camp and the Janaki camp to actually bury their hatchet and come together. And of course, Jayalalitha was the undisputed leader. Here, even a countermanded election of R.K. Nagar has done the trick, where people realizing that it is O. Paneerselvam who seems to have better drawing power as of now in Tamil Nadu, in Chennai, and perhaps it would make sense to rally behind him. And also this entire slew of legal cases is what has got many AIADMK leaders, senior leaders extremely worried that someone like Sharad Kumar, just a day after he had extended support to the AIADMK led by Dinakaran, he was among those whose house was raided. So in that sense, that has got people very tense that it wouldn't really make sense, political sense, for them to be not seen by Paneerselvam's side at this point in time, especially if they have things to hide. So that's really what is driving many of these MLAs into the Paneerselvam camp, and they are hoping that these two factions will come together so that there are no fresh elections, so that DMK is not able to come to power through the back door, though they wouldn't have the numbers, and they would really hope that the Dinakaran camp does not have many MLAs to be able to stall the formation of a new AIADMK government.
Okay, but Mr. Durai Pandian, you'd agree that at some level they seem to be spooked by the IT salutes, possibly because they've got enough to hide, they've got skeletons in their closet with Vijay Bhaskar, now with TTV Dinakaran themselves, these AIADMK leaders realizing that they have to be on a side that can protect.